everyone, welcome to Morning Mindfulness with Mrs. Robinson. Thanks for joining us again today. If you have not done so already, please subscribe, share, like, all that good stuff. If you have any suggestions about something you might want me to talk about, you can put that in the comments as well. So today, as you see from my shirt, I'm going to be talking a little bit about Juneteenth. Juneteenth was this past Friday. June 19th is like Freedom Day, Emancipation Day, Black version of July 4th Day, all that stuff, and it's celebrated by, Black people all over the United States. So some of you might be wondering, how did this start? Where did this come from? So back in 1863, back when we're in the midst of the Civil War, when Abraham Lincoln was our president, he made the Emancipation Proclamation. And in that, it said that all slaves in the Confederate States were free. Now people might say, oh, this is a day when all slaves were free. Not all the slaves. Not in the Union, which is where the president was pretty much over at the time. He freed all the slaves in an area that he was not in control of, which was the Confederate States. So by doing that, he kind of crippled the Confederate States as far as their war efforts, because when all the slaves found out that they were free, they were bouncing. Leaving, running off, doing whatever they wanted to do. They weren't fighting anymore because they were free. Of course, fact check me, but this is pretty much what happened. So he did that in 1863, which was great, but it took 2 whole years for that news to reach Texas. On June 19th, 1865, a Union soldier general, he rode up to Galveston, Texas, and announced that all slaves were now free. And when the slaves heard that, they celebrated. They were full of joy. They were super excited because now they didn't have to stay on the plantation. They didn't have to work. So a lot of them left to go find their families. Some stayed, some tried to start new lives where they were. And now every year, that is a celebration for all of us, because that was the day when everybody found out or knew that slaves were free. So the way they celebrated was by feasting. They can have cookouts, big celebrations. They gathered in churches, hearing sermons, sharing different scriptures, celebrating by dressing up in their fanciest clothes. So it's kind of similar to things we do today. We get together, we celebrate, we dance, we listen to music. Some of us are in church doing different things to celebrate the holiday. And since then, it is recognized in a lot of states. Actually, 45 states and the District of Columbia have moved to officially recognize Juneteenth. So you got Texas, you got New Hampshire, you got New Jersey. Now, just because they're recognizing or observing it doesn't mean we're going to be out of school or out of work, or banks are going to be closed. Now, in some states it is like that, but not all of them. Actually, just recently this year, certain major companies have made it an official holiday. Some of the companies that have actually made this an official paid holiday have been Nike, Google, Twitter, Best Buy, Target, NFL. So all those companies have actually made Juneteenth a paid holiday for their employees. So that is super awesome, and it's a trend that's going, and I hope it continues. So some people might also say, Abraham Lincoln didn't really do it so that all slaves would be free. He did it because he wanted to win the war, which he did. Because he really crippled the Confederates by allowing all their slaves to become free. And some people also say that he had no intention of allowing the slaves to stay here once they became free. He had all intentions of shipping all of them to Central America so that they can finish off their lives there in the jungles. But he was able to move forward with that, or to succeed in fulfilling that thing, because he was assassinated. So we end up getting to stay. Also, something you might want to look up on your own. I did do a little bit of research on that, but if you need to do your own, you feel free to do it, and you can let me know what you find out. So that's all I'm going to talk about today is Juneteenth. Hopefully you were able to celebrate it as well. Hopefully you was able to do something fun and learn something new about it. And I will see you guys next week. Please remember, if you haven't done so already, to subscribe, share, like, all that good stuff. Hopefully I'll see you again next time. All right, bye.